How do we have sound? Okay. How did I do that? I hit the microphone on. Well, we live and learn, right? So anyway, I was talking about the weather. I was saying May is the time to come down. That's when the weather's at its best. And that's when all the rates for the hotel rooms come down. So let's see, was I on for like a minute and chattering? So silent mode? No, no, I'm on now. You can hear me, right? Uh, George says yes. Great. Okay. As long as everybody's in the chat box here, how many homes do we have on the market today? Remember yesterday it was 5011. Always goes down on Tuesday. So slap some numbers up there and let's see who winner chicken dinner is today. So Mary's got a thumbs up. Mary, give me a guess. Now I know I have some realtors on here. They're probably going to check the MLS. Cheating's fine. I don't care. So we're going to go over some of the numbers, what's going on in the market. Before I tell you how many homes are on the market while you're punching in your numbers, Terry says 4,700. Yeah. Cash was 23.1% of our sales last month. Over $2 million, 55.7% of that was cash. And over 55 is 33.5% is cash. But you know what's interesting? At 23.1, that's considered normal. Almost a quarter of transactions here in Arizona are cash. So let's see. We got Terry says 4,700. Mary says 4,842. Bonnie says 4,322. You guys are good. You're paying attention. You're following along. And are you a hit at cocktail parties? Because I think you probably are. Are you ready to go? Terry, the realtor, said 4,700. It's 4,778. Nice job. Always goes down on Tuesday because on Monday, that's when people start entering the sales that closed over the weekend. So Tuesday during the day, the number goes down. So Terry, you probably logged on just a couple minutes ago, and I logged on 40 minutes ago, and 78 homes have dropped off. So that's pretty understandable. And sometimes on Wednesdays, it doesn't start coming back up. So it's going to be interesting. So let me raise a question for you here because I read something. Got me thinking. If interest rates go up, are we going to see more inventory? Because the thought is if interest rates go up, that buyers are just going to back up and homes are going to start to stack up. But here's the question. If rates go up, are potential sellers going to go, man, I'm sitting at a 2.78. I'm just going to park it here because now the rates are 4. So I know I can get a lot of money for my house. But if I move, I'm going to get a 4. Is the inventory problem going to get even worse? To kick that one around a little bit, I found that to be an interesting thought because they mentioned it in the Cromford report this morning, and I thought, well, that's interesting, something to look at. Here's the comparing this time with last year. We see the following changes. Phoenix is number 1. We're up 20%. San Diego's up 19.1. Seattle's up 18.3. Now, here's the interesting thing, because everybody's talking about affordability, right? San Diego's at the top of the charts when it comes to expensive homes, and so is Seattle, but they're still going up double digit. So how long will that continue? Denver's still going up. Los Angeles, where everybody's moving from, up 13.4%. So it's an interesting situation that we've got. And the Redfin survey came out and said millennial first-time home buyers, how did they afford their down payments? 1/3 of millennial home buyers are using the extra savings from the pandemic for their down payment. So here's the breakdown. They save directly from paychecks, 48% of them. Ability to save money during the coronavirus pandemic, 31%. A lot of that going on. People were not going out. They were just hanging out at home. They were buckling down, saving their money. Cash gift from family, 20%. Sold stocks. Pulled money out of retirement fund early. Inheritance. Sold investments in this thing here. See this word here? There? If I mention that word, my comment section fills up with all these people telling you that you should buy. And just I had 28 comments yesterday. I got rid of them. So I'm not going to mention that word anymore. Now, if I just point to it, we'll see if we get the same flood of people convincing you to play in that arena. It's a weird thing on YouTube. I haven't figured out how much I will accumulate. I haven't Haven't yet figured out how I will accumulate money for down payment. That's 5% of them. That sounds about right. So that shows that when they're getting these stimulus checks, they're slapping them in the bank. And then you go back here and you look at some of these titles here. This one here. How much do sellers expect their homes to fetch? The hint, more than their list price. That's a well, duh, right? So it says here that the severe shortage of homes for sale, coupled by blah, 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 contributed demands for housing, boosting prices. And it said that the big takeaway is sellers are fully aware of the competitive housing market, said Realtor.com senior economist. The majority of homeowners expect to get more than they paid for their homes, and many of these sellers did not buy their home much long ago. So sellers, they know now that they can get, I mean, unless you're living in a cave, you know you can get more for your home. And some of them now are starting to price, at the market, and many are pricing above the market. So let's say it's a $450,000 house, and I go, let's put it up for $475,000 and see what happens. And that's what happens after the price acceleration really sinks in. Then people do what I call pushing the envelope. Now, would that $450,000 house fetch $475,000 had they not done that? Probably. But it tells you as a buyer to make sure that you're really looking at the listing price now and having your agent do some analysis. It also tells you as a seller, jump in. There aren't that many people in the pool. So you can jump in now and you can get more for your house than you thought you would, or you actually know how much you're going to get for your house. Now, I track this area around here. This is called Ocotillo, and I used to live right here, right here. So I don't live there anymore. I live in North Central Phoenix, but this is where I spent most of my time when I got here in '96. So I just drew a little map around here, and we used to have like 85 to 100 homes on the market at any given time. We got down to where there were only 5 homes this year. I think that was in April, last part of March. Today there's 13. And so we're getting there ever so slowly. And here's a nice home here, and this one's $775,000. I mean, the prices have just gone crazy. This is 3,900 square feet. But it's got one of my favorite features that you always hear me talking about, and that's the Matterport tour, the 360 tour. So it shows you the dollhouse look, shows you what the floor plan is, and then you can just walk around the home and you can get a feel for what this home looks like. This has got a sunken living room, and right there with a grand piano. I think this is the kitchen right here. Let's go over and take a peek. So I like this feature. You can really get to know the feel for the home, especially if you're out of state. There you go. So there's your kitchen. But that's what's going on in Ocotillo right now. Here's the article I referenced yesterday. It says mega landlords are snapping up Zillow homes before the public can see them. It's not till you get down here that they say Cerebras Capital Management and related entities bought more than 200 houses in the first quarter, 200 over a 3-month period. Oh my gosh, nationally. Home flippers called iBuyers, including 138 from Open Door Technology. The pipeline to Wall Street and Silicon Valley often means the homes never hit the open market. This is a crisis, folks. Full-blown crisis. There were 200 homes nationally, never made it on the open market. This is sensationalism at its best. Just trying to grab a headline. And I just think we're seeing a lot of that over and over and over again. Bonnie here says, my house in Oregon goes on the market next week. A little nervous. Are you a little nervous because you think it's going to sell too fast, Bonnie? Let's see, what part of Oregon? Yeah, tell me what part of Oregon that is. It'll go. I mean, it goes on the Portland, the outlying areas, especially Bend, Oregon. Homes are just flying off the shelf there. Terry says, my photographer uses an iPhone, but his prices are reasonable. You're poking me, aren't you? Portland. Yeah, Bonnie, you'll be fine. You'll be doing well. Yeah, Terry, you're poking me. I can tell you are. Okay, now here's something I got to share with you. And now, warning, I'm not getting political, but numbers are numbers, and you're not going to believe this. But the move to double lumber tariffs shows White House does not care about housing affordability. They are looking at raising the tariffs on lumber from Canada to the U.S. from 9% to 18.3%. That'll help. Here's lumber prices right here, right? Just when they're starting to come down, they might do that. You're going to have to explain to me the logic behind that one. Now, I know we buy a lot of lumber from Canada, and they're trying to boost our lumber industry here in the United States, but I don't think throwing a tariff on there is going to help us anytime soon. I've seen tariffs before on lumber from Canada. It goes back and forth, and but this is not the time to be pulling that kind of nonsense. So I just wanted to throw that out there. Like I say, I'm not trying to be political. So tell me what you think. If interest rates go up to 4%, are we going to see more inventory or less? A lot of people that are selling their homes right now have only owned them for a couple of years. And they're like, oh, gee, we can get out. But the interest rate's hovering around 3%. If it goes up to 4%, those people might stay put. So I think that's going to be an interesting thing to watch. There's every time you read that prices are going up, and see if I can find it. There's a follow-up, and I'm going to show you here. So look at this article. How much do sellers expect their homes to fetch? Hint, it's more than list price. But here's one. Home prices have hit a new high. Is the housing market about to crash? Why is it just because home prices have hit a new high, we say it's going to crash? Are those two automatically tied together? I mean, when home prices go up, they can always stop. They can slow down. They don't always have to crash, but we're scared because 2008 is still right here. So we think, oh, here we go again. Last time we saw this, we're going to crash. We might, just don't know. I think just looking at the numbers and figuring out where we're at will help you a lot if you're getting ready to sell or if you're getting ready to buy. You're getting ready to sell. I mentioned a few days ago, we're looking at inventory now around 5,000 units as an average. If all of a sudden you see it pop up to 7,000, they're not going to see it on the news. You're going to see it first. That's your first signal that if you were thinking about listing, put it on the market the next day. Because by the time the general public knows about it, we're probably going to be at 9,000, 10,000 listings, and then you're not going to fetch that velocity that was there when it was going from 5,000 to 7,000. Because during that increase in inventory, there's still enough buyers out there, they're going to pick them up. You're still going to fetch your price. So don't play that like the coins. Notice how I'm not going to say the names anymore, where people thought, oh, they're going up, 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 up. I'm going to wait. And then they crashed. Housing could come down. Housing could, all of a sudden, inventory could get real normal. And when I say all of a sudden, I mean over a 9-month period. You're not going to see that today in May, we're sitting at 4,778 and we're going to be at 77,000. There's 7,000 in June. It's not going to happen. It can't happen that quick unless something catastrophically happened to the financial markets. So this is why we watch these numbers every day. And, you never know, but I don't see a crash coming. You can't have a crash with low inventory. You just can't. So there can be all kinds of reasons why inventory goes up. So we just watch the numbers and see what happens. So everybody have a terrific Tuesday, and I will see you tomorrow on Wednesday. And thanks for tuning in. Take care.